Good morning, you brave souls. Thank you for coming to 1111 in the Garden. I'm Brad Thompson. Hey, I did a bucket list item this week. I crowd surfed. Yeah. I decided I'm well into my 50s. It's time to start doing dangerous stuff with my body now. It worked out. It was successful. I didn't crack my head open. Would y'all like to see a video of it?
Yes, of course.
All right, let's watch this. It's only 3 hours long, so sit back, enjoy, get comfortable.
Song, and then I'm gonna crowd surf. Y'all are crazy people. I know it. This is my dream. Let's go, baby. Coming out of the way, I've been doing just fine. Gotta be down because I want it all. It started out with a kiss. I didn't do it like this. It was only a kiss. It was only a kiss. Now I'm falling asleep. She's calling it back. Now he's having a smoke. And he's taking it back.
Super fun. Laura and Chris were there. I think y'all actually got your hands on me for a minute, right? It was a good time. Here at 1111, while the country is celebrating Independence Day, we celebrate Interdependence Day. And what better way to demonstrate that than to get on top of a couple of hundred people and have them toss you around like a beach ball? That's interdependence, right? So that's what we're celebrating this week. And here we go with the wonderful song from Lydia.
are free, and one of us are chained. None of us are free. None of us are free. None of us are free. None of us are free, and one of us are chained. None of us are free. 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 One of us is chained. None of us are free. 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 One of us is chained. None of us are free.
Good morning. Good morning. I'm Deborah. I'm so happy to be here, and this Interdependence Day is significant for me personally because it is the 2-year anniversary of when I first walked into 1111. I know. And so, lots of changes in those 2 years, changes within me, good ones, I hope. Changes in our location, changes in our leader, and it's just wonderful that we're still here and we're still saying these same words, the words that we say every single week, the words of Rumi to welcome us with our candle, which is lit. Please say them with me. Come, come, whoever you are, wanderer, worshiper, lover of leaving. It does not matter. Ours is not a caravan of despair. Come, even if you have broken your vows 1,000 times, come yet again.
Thank you, Deborah. And we're still singing some of the same words together. Would y'all stand? And we're going to do one of those right now. Blue Boat Home, if you will. Though below me I feel no motion, standing on these mountains and plains, far away from the rolling ocean, still my dry land heart can say, I've been sailing all my life now, never harbored or port have I known. Why is the ocean I travel, and the earth is my new home. Verse 2. Sun, I say. That's still a winner, y'all. Take a moment now and offer one another a sign of peace, and you can bring your offerings on up to these two little baskets at the edge of the stage. Go! It's a musical odyssey.
Good morning, good morning, good morning. How are you beautiful people doing today? We're good, we're feeling good. Did anybody take a walk in the rain in the last couple of days?
Not on purpose.
Good, good. I'm glad I'm not alone. I actually had the pleasure of walking with Miss Christine yesterday. We took our puppies to Trinity River and we walked. We're soaking wet. It was the most fun I think I've had. And I just kept thinking like, I've been watered. So don't let this rain pass you by. Make sure you get a little sprinkling. My name is Kagan Parker, and I would like to formally welcome you all to 11:11 in the Garden. Thank you for being here, and thank you to those of us joining online. Your presence is felt. We appreciate you being with us. So who's got one of these? Great. This is a busy week. We've got a lot going on this week. So we've got Wine and Wishful Thinking on Tuesday. We would love to invite you to come with us. We drink wine, we hang out, we talk. And they also let us know that if you have a little one, because this is like an organized religious event, it will be upstairs away from the bar, children are okay to come. So if you have little ones with you and that's what's holding you back, please come. They're more than welcome to join the festivities. On Monday, we are doing our Folded Pages book club. Woo! So if you don't have the book, you haven't started reading the book, you've never heard of the book, go ahead and come anyway. We're going to do another introductory conversation, get everybody settled and in the same place and kind of ready to have these deep conversations. The book we're reading is Braiding Sweet Grass. It is incredible if you've never read it before. I've been told it's a book that's necessary for us to move through the world consciously. So, Miss Helona? Yes, so we are, is it on here? It's in room 336, so that's on the 3rd floor. I'll be waiting down. No, thank you for bringing it up. If you are not familiar with the room, I'll be waiting downstairs and we'll kind of usher everybody up there and make sure everyone makes it. We've got Monday Musers, so Monday is a big day. Monday Musers starts on July 14th. We've got Vacation Bible School starting tomorrow, and then our potlucks, they start on July 16th as well. So there's lots of really wonderful opportunities to connect and be in community and hang out and see what each other is up to this summer, and we do hope that you join us. Am I forgetting anything? Does that sound about right? There's another one on the side? I'm not sure. Oh, plus a side of knowledge. Oh, okay. It looks like, thank you, I missed that entirely. It looks like there is Bible study happening after the potlucks, as well as yoga with Miss Linda Blanchard, who's in here. There she is. The beautiful Miss Linda Blanchard will be leading our yoga. So there's a couple different opportunities. Yeah, thank you. I appreciate that. So once we eat and we're all happy and full, there's moments to learn, to move our bodies, and to be in community. So that should be a really wonderful time. So we'll be shifting into Kairos. If you're unfamiliar with our Kairos time, it's just a moment to become present with where we are, to center ourselves in the space, and to relax a little bit. So we'll start with our song, and then we'll have a meditation today led by Miss Margaret Sutton.
Darkness cannot drive out darkness. Tell every child, woman, and man that only light can drive out darkness. Only light can. Only light can. Hate cannot drive out hate. Tell every child, woman, and man that only love can drive out hate. Only love can. Only love can. Darkness cannot drive out darkness. Tell every child, woman, must be the change. We must be the change we want to see. We must be the change. We must be the change we want to see. We must be the change. We must be the change we want to see. We must be the change.
Band, thank you so much. You make me want to be part of the change. You do. You do. I'm Margaret, and this is our Kairos time, and I just want to say how meaningful these Kairos times have been to me. I think, George, I don't know how long we've been here, but over 10 years coming to 11:11, and this is a really meaningful part of our service to me. And we have some beautiful people that lead it. I've learned so much. So I don't know a lot, but I know that we have 6 core values for our 11:11 worship service. And this page is out there somewhere, right, Kagan? On one side of it, it's the 6 core values, and it's a great read. It's worth it. And on the back of it, it has 6 spiritual practices. And you guessed it, one of them, number 2, is meditation and mindfulness. And it's so awesome that we stop in the middle of this service every time we get together and we practice meditating. I love that. It's an ancient spiritual practice to meditate, both in Christianity and most world religions. And I love these words from Psalm 19, written so long ago. Let the words of my mouth and the meditation of my heart be acceptable in thy sight, O Lord, my strength and my Redeemer. So number 2 practice says each day, just for 5 or 10 minutes, we can meditate. And it's something we can do, I love this, to invest in the kingdom of God and to transform the world, to be the change that we want to see. I just get so excited when I think about, 5 minutes could make a difference. We slow down, we get still. If you can, let go of the stress, some of it that you brought in with you today. Sit quietly and begin to focus on your breath. What I read says that it helps us to have a calmer perspective. Doesn't that sound good? A more hopeful outlook, to let things go, and to get to know ourselves and God. So today, as we celebrate our interconnectedness, we have an opportunity. I don't know how many of us are here today. Those of you that braved the rain, maybe 60, 70 of us. How many are online? Maybe 100, maybe almost 200 of us today connected by meditation in this short few minutes. So get comfortable. You can close your eyes if you like. You can put your hands in your lap if you want. Focus on your breathing. And today, as you breathe in grace. Hold it for just a moment and then exhale peace. And let's just do that together at least 3 times. Inhale grace. Exhale, peace. Inhale, grace. Exhale, peace. Just continue breathing in grace and exhaling peace. Divine Creator, thank you for the transforming power of your grace and peace. Thank you that we can invest in your kingdom and that together, connected, we ask that your grace and peace flow to each one of us and to all our world, transforming and healing all that is broken, all that is torn. Amen.
I'm going to get situated while he reads instead of at the beginning of my sermon today.
Good morning, everyone. I am happy to be here. Can we make a difference? I think today's sacred text poses that question. It's an indigenous South American folk tale of the Quechua people, often retold by Kenyan environmentalist and Nobel Peace Laureate Wangari Maathai. Long ago, deep in the forest, a massive fire broke out. The flames roared and leapt from tree to tree, eating up everything in their path. The animals screamed and fled. Elephants, jaguars, snakes, monkeys, all running, all afraid. They gathered at the edge of the forest and watched their home burn. They wept. They panicked. They argued about what to do. Some said, it's too late. Others said, let it burn, we'll find a new forest. Most just stood there, frozen by fear. But then, from among the chaos, a tiny sound. Whoosh, drip, whoosh, drip. It was the hummingbird. She flew to the river, scooped up a single drop of water in her beak, and flew back over the fire, dropping it into the flames. She turned around, flew back to the river, and did it again, and again, and again. The other animals shouted at her, what are you doing, little one? You're too small. That doesn't matter. You can't stop this fire. But the hummingbird paused only for a breath, looked at them with fierce little eyes and said, I'm doing what I can. And then she flew off again, drop after drop.
I feel like I always take a while to get situated. So I figured I'd meet you, but I didn't think I'd start crying. It's fine. I think I've read that story like 15 times this last week in preparation for today. And it still just eats me up. So happy Sunday and welcome once again. Thank you for being here with us. We are starting a new journey this month. I've been having a lot of fun building these series and designing them in a way to be collections of thoughts for you guys to kind of take with you. In honor of July 4th, we here at 1111 celebrate Interdependence Day. Woo. So, happy Interdependence Day to you all. I know it was on Friday, but we're continuing to celebrate. It's a ritual that began in 2020 in pursuit of telling a different story, not one that's in the contrary of or into the opposite of a story, but one that kind of steps out of the binary entirely. The story of interdependence allows us to step away from what we're used to doing and into a grander reality that demands imagination and dreaming and intention and presence and radical love. All really means all in this reality. I remember my first 11/11 interdependence celebration. I was really confused. I actually thought it was just a really cute play on words, but it turned out to be a lot more than that. It is a unique invitation to step into something different, into an ancient truth, something undeniable, yet that has been drowned out by the noise in our world. It's a truth that hums beneath us, always present. And as I learn more about interconnectedness and interdependence, and I still continue to learn, I am left in awe of how wonderful life is. The 4th has been transformed into a day where I sit in recognition and bear witness to how we play such an incredible role in one another's lives, of how we are designed to need each other, of how we truly cannot do things alone. And there is a lot of beauty in that. So on Friday, I spent my evening mentally reaching out as far as I could and acknowledging the lives of all the humans that I'm connected to. And this was not an easy task. I think it probably took me about 2 hours to sit and really get through that. There's the staff that maintains my apartment buildings, the hand that built the building. There's the beings who create the electronics I have the pleasure of using every day. There's the people who harvest the food and who make the food, the people who make my clothes, who show me kindness as I move through every day, the joggers passing by, the children in the park, the entire staff at FUMC and their families, because I share a home with their family members every day. And to the people who make the laws that were born long ago and the people who still continue to make the laws that govern my life, I'm connected to them as well. To all the daddy's girls who have lost their fathers, I don't know them, but I know their grief and their heartache, and through that we are deeply connected. To all the sisters and the aunts in this world, for I am one. To all of you in this room, as we share this cosmic and spiritual and intellectual journey, we are connected. And through me, all those people I listed are connected to you. Pretty cool, huh? Very cool. As I continue to reach and trace the web of who I have relied on, been connected to, who intersects with me, I realize that my life is full because of them. My existence, my survival, it hangs on the shoulders of every single one of those people. I cannot live each day without them, and I think it's important to acknowledge how deeply intertwined we all are. I feel compelled to hold holy space where for a moment I can consciously connect to their existence. Though I don't know the lives that they all live, I know that they are living, and that's enough. This practice that I've begun was actually inspired by Thich Nhat Hanh. On the next slide, he says that we are here to awaken from the illusion of our separateness. And when we sit with such an undeniable reality, when we move in harmony with our interconnectedness, we slowly wake ourselves and our endless network of counterparts from this deadly illusion. I was at lunch with some of the girls last Sunday, and Betsy and Deborah, who are they here today? Yes. Right. Hi. Hello. Betsy and Deborah mentioned that today marks their 2-year celebration with 1111. Fantastic. This is their second Interdependence Day with us. And I just wanted to say thank you for being here. And we're so happy to have a part of you guys in our little garden party. Is this anyone's first Interdependence Day? Okay. A round of applause for the first timers. Yes. Who's second Interdependence Day? Besides Betsy and Deborah. Third? Do we have any fourth? Oh, in 2020. It's been 5 years. So who's been here for all 5 years? Huzzah! I love that. I too have been here for all 5 years, but I work here. So there's no need to acknowledge that. But I do think that it's been a phenomenal 5 years. I wanted to take a little extra time to swim in interconnectedness this year. It kind of feels a little necessary. So I've made this into a 4-week series that will take us all through July and into the hot days of August, where we'll begin yet another journey called the Gospel of the Sloth. So if that piques your interest, you've got to come back in August for that. We will be using folktales from all over the world that speak about interdependence and interconnectedness for our sacred texts this month. I thought it important for you all to have ways to share this truth without feeling the pressures of having to use your own voice. People have been speaking about this for eons, and we can rely on them. They're our ancestors. So let's begin. I think looking deeper into words is probably the best way for me to be able to make sure that we're all on the same page, because language is powerful and it can mean different things based in context. So let's get the context straight here. And I don't have slides, I'm so sorry. I'll put them up next week. But the etymology of interconnected, when broken down into Latin parts, can be looked at like this. So you have inter, which means between, among, or reciprocal. And then you have connected, to fasten, to tie, or to bind. Con in Latin means together. Nectare means to tie or to weave. It actually has the same root word as network, which I thought was really cool. The literal meaning of interconnected means to be tied tighter, among and between. We are woven together. This makes me think of that the MLK quote on the next slide, that we are caught in an inescapable network of mutuality, tied in a single garment of destiny. When we look at interdependence, what we're talking about today, when we break that down, inter means between, among, mutual. Dependere means to hang from, to be suspended by. The prefix de means down from. Pendre means to hang. So this literal meaning is to hang among or upon. Pretty cool, huh? So we're woven together and we hang from one another. This creates such beautiful imagery. As interconnected beings, we are like beads of water floating on the delicate web of life, kind of bumping into each other as we travel. When I read this breakdown of interdependent, I immediately thought of every heist or action movie ever, where there's been a long series of events and somehow all 3 main characters are now dangling out of a window of a building that's 1,000 stories high, and they're about to die. The person at the top of the chain, their hands are slipping, palms sweaty from anxiety and fear. The person below them clutching onto their ankles, which is a really awkward grab, using the jeans or the pants to kind of create some friction, hang on to as hard as they can, and the person at the bottom is always wiggling too much. I love it. They start to get upset and start wriggling, and everyone at the top in terror screams, "Stop! We have to figure out a way to get out of this together, or we're gonna die." Amidst their terror, they somehow concoct a plan, and my favorite is where they invite the person at the bottom to climb up everybody, and then the second guy climbs up, and then the 2 of them rescue the final guy right before his last finger slips off the edge. I think it's really fun to think about it like that. What a predicament. And we all find ourselves in this predicament rather often. In this life, we hang upon one another. The actions cause waves and ripples in the sea of life that have consequences, whether good or bad. And when we really let that settle in, we have an immense responsibility to one another. And I know for certain that we cannot always escape the consequences of our actions, but I believe that we can hope and move in a way that ensures the consequences may result in a positive thing rather than in things of destruction and pain. For that pain belongs to all of us. It's mine and it's yours. And the best way to ensure that our actions bring more good into this world is to move in a way that honors that and that honors the ground of our being, that allows us to be here in this place at all. Robin Wall Kimmer says that all flourishing is mutual on the next slide. And if that's true, then that places great weight on every drop of good I give to this world, to the earth, and to myself, as it is a mutual experience. My flourishing hangs upon your flourishing, and our actions hang upon the flourishing of the earth that we inhabit. What happens to me happens to all. What happens to all, it happens to me. It's a heavy process to think about. And it actually made me think a little bit differently this year about how we go about helping one another, the mindset we have when we go about helping each other. Why are we doing the work? Are we doing it because we feel bad? Are we doing it because we feel guilty? Are we doing it because we pity them? Or we just can't stand to witness the pain anymore? But that pain is our own. Lila Watson says on the next slide, if you have come here to help me, you are wasting your time. But if you have come because your liberation is bound upon mine, then let's work together. And this really left me kind of speechless. If I truly acted as if my liberation was hanging upon another, then my actions would look different. There would be more creativity and joy in my responses. There would be more consistency in my action. My firmness in my words would be present. I needed more information about this interdependence, and so I went to Mother Earth, as she holds plethoras of information. There's these things that I found. There's on the next slide. It's called the Wood Wide Web, or the mycorrhizal network. It's the name of a complex relationship between the roots of trees and the vast systems of fungal threads. Fungi plant themselves within a forest and attach themselves to the trees for nutrients. And so they have a bit of a parasitic function, but the trees don't mind because it's reciprocal. The fungal threads grow and are so widespreading that the trees can actually use them as a means to communicate to each other. Isn't that cool? The trees can communicate about the state of the environment. If there is a drought or insects around, they can notify each other. Did you know that trees can actually secrete something through their leaves that makes them less tasty to caterpillars? So this helps them trigger that. It connects different species like birch and fir, creating mutual exchange. And through the system, the trees can determine what organisms are in need of more resources, like food and water and nutrients. And they can distribute the resources needed to them. It's not a competitive system. It's cooperative. What happens to one tree happens to the forest. I wonder what life would look like if we moved like this. I also found this really interesting story about the failing ecosystem of Yellowstone Park. In the early 1990s, wolves were completely eradicated from Yellowstone by hunting and extermination campaigns, and this caused a domino effect that was catastrophic to the ecosystem. The balance of predator and prey was out of whack, and the elks exploded. And they were eating everything. They overgrazed the lands, and especially near the rivers and waters, which caused floods. And then the ways that the rivers moved changed because the earth was leaving. Willow trees, aspen, and cottonwood stopped regenerating. Beavers lost their materials and they moved. Birds vanished. Riverbanks eroded. Everything was really unstable. So in 1995, they decided to reintroduce a small pack of gray wolves to the environment, and it changed everything. The elk realized they would die now. And so they started avoiding certain areas in the forest, giving the earth a chance to regrow. The beavers came back. The songbirds filled the trees once more, and with more trees came the slowing of erosion and stabilization that rebuilt the riverbeds. Reorganized the rivers entirely. The wolves were a necessary part of the environment that played a role that only they could play. And it aided in the survival of the entire ecosystem. On the next slide, one species, one group, can shift the fate of an entire ecosystem. That's kind of crazy, huh? The story of the hummingbird and the fire, it kind of all fits together. The story still brings me to tears, and I think I'll continue to tell it for the rest of my life because I feel like a little bird. The hummingbird didn't stop to weep or throw rocks fueled by anger at the fire. She didn't join the other animals far away from the flames and join in their cries of hopelessness. She didn't stop to blame whomever may have started it. The tiny little fluttering bird saw the fire and began collecting water because she knew that was a solution. When they heard the jeers from the animals beckoning it to give up, it didn't get angry at them. It didn't stop to ponder if maybe they're right, maybe I should stop. She paused and reminded them that I'm doing my best. And drop by drop, she made an impact using the tools and the skills that she had, which were specific and were the only ones she had. She was fighting to save her entire forest, and maybe she didn't succeed. It was a big, big fire in a little baby bird. And she needed the other animals to join her. Their survival depended on all of them doing what they could. What struck me about this story is that maybe a single flame was extinguished by her efforts. Perhaps a blade of grass was saved. Maybe she made the fire just a little bit smaller. Her action served as an invitation and inspiration. She provided the other animals with a way forward by showing up and doing all that she could. What if the animals had joined? What if 1, then 2, then 3, then 4? I wonder if they could have saved their world together. How many flames would have been left if they had acted in interdependence? How much of their home could they have saved? A bear could have splashed water onto the fire with their giant paws. A beaver could have built a dam that flooded the earth. The wolves could have used their tails to snuff out a flame or two. These actions all align with who they are and their capabilities. It's something that they could do. And we too are faced with a forest fire, a suffering ecosystem that is missing something vital. Our home is ablaze. What we are witnessing is a denial and sheer dismissal of our interconnected nature and the sanctity of life itself. This fire is the ugliness and the viciousness that hides within us all, nurtured by individualism, scarcity mindset, selfishness, greed. The flames have grown out of control. They are no longer crackling in the dark, in the hidden and the unsavory parts of our world, lapping up those who have been left behind. When we saw the flames claim them and we heard their cries from please, we said nothing, or we didn't know our voices matter, or we simply didn't yell loud enough. We stood frozen as hummingbirds whizzed by. We did not recognize that what happens to one of us happens to all. And now, as the fire roars through our homes, smoke is rising. The flames of separation consume us all, and there is no life untouched by the fire of disconnection. And now it has taken a shape, a form that looks most like us, for we are its maker. The golem of flames, slowly fed until it could walk and talk and think for itself, consumes all that it wants, destroys everything in its path. And what can we do? Well, if we are its maker, then we know it's best, don't we? We have all the tools, the drops of water we need to continue to extinguish these flames. Let us not focus on the size of the fire, for that invites fear and turns actions into wishes. Let us focus on being present, acting in ways that only we can. looking for the mystery, searching for what is there. Nothing is too small, and no amount of hope planted is too little. Cole Arthur Riley says the work of justice cannot be sustained by outrage alone. It must be rooted in wonder. And so let us wonder at our creation. And let us begin to see how we can make a difference, slow the burn. Let us find the river within ourselves and draw forth the healing water. And drop by drop, we can make an impact. Drop by drop, we can let our voices be heard, spread the wider story of our interconnectedness and our interdependence. We hang from one another. The survival of one is the survival of all, and we cannot do this without each other. But feel empowered to do what you can, and trust that your fellow forest animals are joining you, doing things that you cannot, and declare with everything in you that I will be a hummingbird and I will do the best that I can. I'll invite the band back up. I invite you, my beautiful birds, to wonder, what is your drop? What is the one drop of healing that only you can carry and pour upon the flames? What is the part of this fire that you have the power to extinguish? And together, we will save our home. Amen.
We done a lot of living, we're working overtime. Don't need another million, you got to go, man. I love the way you live it, 'cause you're so genuine. You got that something special, didn't you know? I just need you.
Bet you when I was a little pink-haired boy, I never put down my alto saxophone. Buck jumping down on the boulevard, I couldn't wait to blow my own horn. It ain't wrong for you to sing along, playing this song till you die. In this world with a lot of problems, all we need is a little loving. Thank you, oh, you make me thank you for your love.
We done a lot of living, we're working overtime. Don't need another million, you got to go now. I love the way you live it, 'cause you're so genuine. You got that something special, didn't you know? I just need you.
Met you when I was a little country boy, I never put down that pork chop song. Then we fell on the boulevard. If you were Jenny, I guess I was Forrest. It ain't wrong for you to sing along, singing that song till you die. In this world with a lot of problems, all we need is a little loving. Thank you, oh, you make me thank you for your love.
We got a lot of living,
Whole lot
we're
of
working overtime.
overtime.
Don't need another million, you got to go mine.
Go mine.
I love the way you live, 'cause you're so genuine.
Genuine.
You got that something special, didn't you know? I just need you. I need you.
Yeah.
I really love that song. Thanks, y'all, for clapping. Y'all are doing great. I did want to make a quick note before we stand, and we'll be reading our Declaration of Interdependence as our benediction today. Brad showed a video of him crowd surfing at the beginning, right? And it was the coolest thing ever. But when we look at it through the lens of interdependence, that experience wasn't possible without all those humans screaming and beckoning him. It wasn't possible if Brad hadn't been brave enough to trust them in the first place. It wouldn't have been possible without the energy of the musician who wrote the music, the people who had made that event possible. Look at how wonderful, and look at the things we can do when we believe that we're interconnected. Isn't that great? So I've got our Declaration of Interdependence up on the slides. We'll be reading it. Whatever's in bold is for you guys, and I'll read the rest of it if you'll stand, and we'll get you guys out of here. We hold these truths to be self-evident, that all life is interconnected and endowed by a creative, compassionate cause and purpose, offering humanity certain inalienable rights and responsibilities. That chief among these are life, justice, and freedom, and that to live responsibly with these rights, we attune our minds and hearts to the inescapable reality of our intertwined destiny with everyone and all of life. We live with attention to our place in this family of all things. Mindful of the generations before us and those to follow, recognizing that we are because others are, and others are because we are. So we pledge to each other and all of life our compassionate curiosity, our commitment to justice, kindness, the common good, the sustainability of life, and to walk this earth with respect and humility, that we may inspire more care and connection than callousness and disconnection with all of life. The freedom of one is the freedom of the all, and the pain of the one is the pain of the all. The breath of the one is the breath of the all, and the breath of the all is the breath of the source of life. Amen. Happy Sunday, y'all.